Hello YouTube, welcome to another Last Cloudia video, and this video is gonna be about Regnant of Fire Eliza. I've been doing tests and gathering information about her so that you don't have to. If you found the video useful, do show it by clicking on that beautiful thumbs up icon and like the video. It will really help getting this out there to more awesome people like you. Also, you can subscribe to the channel and get notified on my latest videos. Alright, let's not keep a lady waiting. She looks all ready for me to... Alright, I do not want to have overlaps on my videos, hence details which I have already mentioned in my previous first look videos will mostly not be repeated. So I suggest for you to check them out first. Starting off with her physical attacks, they all scale with STR and Int and are all fire element. That includes her very basic attack. This is important. You don't have to equip a fire elemental weapon at all, so that's really nice. 3 hits and hits anywhere on the map. Can't chain on hits, but that's fine. Skill 1 is 10 SCT, 6 hits and 4 stocks. Also can be casted anywhere on the map as predicted. It hits the target and explodes in the medium area around it, so really easy to use, and it's also good for sniping. Now skill 2 is 25 SCT, 3 stocks. Hits wise, there's 2 parts to the attack, castable anywhere on the map, summons a tornado, first hitting enemies around her for 4 hits, and it travels to its target, hitting for 6 hits. Enemies are hit along the tornado's path, and it knocks them back. So moving on to skill 3, 38 SCT, 2 stocks. Hits wise is also 2 parts to this. Alright, castable anywhere on the map. First part is a 4-hit tornado around her, and while doing that, a bird is being conjured at the corner of the screen and towards her target, hits for 13 hits. It can be seen as 2 separate skills actually, as the tornado always happens around her while the bird is summoned along the same line as the targeted enemy. Looking at how S2 and 3 works, it requires enemies to be in melee range for her both skills to do maximum hits, which can be an issue. It also does keep enemies away from her, but might weaken her attacks in the process. Ultimate is 34 hits and also does a 100% minus 20 fire resist down to all enemies. Now I've not managed to awaken her too much, so apart from adding damage to it, I don't see that it will add the resistance down in if you were to awaken her more. Alright, so moving on to the trait 1. Strengthen fire attack magic that is available innately in her. So what does that mean is it buffs the following fire spells of her. Burning Strike from 4 hits to 9 hits. Meteor Rain is a bit more random with the hits, but it does bring up the hit counts, so it will probably improve its efficiency in arena. It's from around 20-ish hits to 30-ish hits. Crimson Flare goes up from 12 hits to 14 hits. While the buff for Big Bang is unknown as it's a new skill only available on her, just because of this trait, it already gives a big reason to use her if you're gonna be running fire magic. Alright, so now on to the trait 2, Sorcery Helix. In regards to the number of enemies to trigger this buff, as suspected, it is the strongest at 1 enemy in the field. That will give her the maximum 40% damage and 6k damage cap. With 2 enemies, damage cap reduces to 2k, by 2k, sorry, to 4k, and with 3 enemies, by another 2k to 2k. And at 4 or more enemies, there is 0 damage cap increase. While I'm unable to know the damage buff side of things, but judging on how it works for the damage cap portion, I'm assuming that it works the same way. It will be at a 0 when there is like 4 or more enemies. However, the numbers are a little bit weird, like 13-ish%, so I'ma just leave it at that, right? So let's talk about her fire resist down abilities. Now she has Anima and her ultimate, which both does minus 20 each. Coupled with Wind Circle and Weak, yes, they stack. It gives a minus 80 fire resist down. That itself is invaluable to herself, but also the team. if built to focus on fire element. Now this is also very important for team building in fire teams. Alright, next we have Big Bang, which is a new spell. It is 38 hits and takes a total of 7.5 seconds. Okay, the total animation time with a 3.5 seconds activation time after getting the cast off. Now of course this is talking about insta cast. Okay, so while Crimson Flare, okay, we're gonna do a comparison. Crimson Flare is about a total animation time of 13 seconds. Now that is almost half the duration right there. About the chance to give a minus 20% STR debuff is probably at about 8% and it lasts for 40 seconds. Now damage cap for physical is 15,999 going up to 18,999 with Ignite as the summon unit. Alright. Magic wise, I made a mistake in my previous video. It should be even more than 20k, but 24k. And that is with Ignite, of course. That brings her magic cap to 33,999. Nice. Now for SunFlame, the dodge rate for physical is about 8%. It's unknown for magic, but I would assume it's about the same for both. Now the rest are pretty much very straightforward, so I won't be, or I have already covered it in my previous video, so I will not go through them. Similarly for the paid gear, which I already done it previously. So the summary here, alright, is that she is a really strong fire mage. Not only does she have high damage cap, she also has a really high fire damage buffs, which are the multipliers. Now a fire element basic attack which opens up weapon choices and 2 resist down abilities that make her invaluable in fire and maybe even light teams, right, because of her anima. As mages are usually favored due to their spells, which deals with large number of enemies. Okay, the AoE effect, covers the whole map wide, right? This girl even has the ability to do more damage with lesser enemies, which means she's also gonna be doing pretty well with like boss fights or even one single enemy left. She just has so much on her, and that includes her innate skills and being the fastest caster in the game. Some of the issues with the mages right now, okay, or rather magic in particular, having a long ass animation time, low damage caps in general, and dual wield not doubling hit counts are just factors that make magic very undesirable, especially when in comparison with physical damage. Physical damage just, is able to do damage instantly, and you can just sort of cheese mechanics with honey elixir and Winry's apple pie, like instantly give your units maximum stocks and then you can just run rampage with on the enemies, right? So with so much being said, question is, can she make you use a mage again? Personally, I would say yes. Firstly, let's talk raw numbers. With her magic Big Bang, able to do 33,999 and add 38 hits. That brings her overall damage close to 1.3 million damage. It also has a much shorter animation time, which is a huge improvement for magic. The thing is, even while Big Bang is going on, skills or other spells like Meteor Rain can also be casted to add on to that damage. Not only is she able to provide that big damage, but also bring fire resist down for the team. Arena wise, more hits on Meteor Rain which can bring about better crowd control, fastest cast speed available, and a big spell which can potentially do some actual damage in Arena. Do let me know if you have managed to try her out in Arena, how is her magic damage, right? Because for the longest time, magic hasn't been able to do damage at all. Now for her skills wise in the Arena, it is hard to maximize, as you can see that most of her skills depend on enemies being close to her and she's able to push them back. Works if she's the one that is targeted, but she will lose a lot of hits and therefore DPS is if enemies are far away from her. But if you're going to use her, I would feel that likelihood people are going to be targeting her. Now I'll definitely be trying her out in Arena, possibly in my next stream on Tuesday. Hopefully I can get her ready by then. Alright, so that's all I have for you today. If you have found this video useful, give your free like to the video as it really helps in the YouTube algo. Subscribe if you want to be notified of new videos that I put out. And of course, also to support me. Appreciate your awesome people. Right, that's it for me. Leave a comment in the comment section down below what you think about Eliza, and do you think that she's worth it before the anniversary. Have fun with her, and see you in the next one.